Am I the asshole for returning my husband's birthday gift to pay for the birthday cake my daughter baked after he refused to pay her? Basically the title. My daughter, 16, has a thing for baking. She bakes cakes and I said some not all. Sweets and makes money out of it by selling her work to relatives, friends and supposedly us. My husband's, her stepdad, 45th birthday took place days ago. He asked my daughter to bake him the birthday cake and she agreed. I told him about paying her, to which he responded with, "PFFF, pay her. Get outta here, I'm her dad." I insisted, seeing she's a yes person and a people's pleaser, so won't outright demand the money from him. He said he'd pay, but days went by and he didn't pay her a cent. I decided to go ahead and sell the wristwatch I bought him as his birthday cake and pay her for her. He footed out and went off on me. I told him he had run out time and should have paid her $7 before he received the cake. He said that I was teaching her to treat familial relationship as transactional, and rating her to be materialistic. I explained the time, effort and even money she put towards making the cake, but he lashed out verbally, calling me an asshole for making this move and for enabling my daughter to expect so much from family that she's supposed to help with nothing in return. He's furious and told almost the whole family about how I took back his birthday gift and returned it. I got enough shame from family members to begin to think that I might be an asshole for how I dealt with this. Am I the asshole? Y'all, my daughter did want and expect to be paid. If she intended for it to be for free, then I would have kept my mouth shut. And also, the wristwatch isn't expensive. I kept the rest of the money after giving my daughter her share. Info. Did he think the cake was her gift to him? Who pays for the supplies? Do you pay for your own birthday cake if she makes it? I find it strange that you'd make him pay for his own birthday cake rather than pay for it yourself. Who asks someone to pay for their own birthday cake? You are the asshole. Edit. Daughter doesn't pay for supplies. Original poster does. I was thinking the same thing. Couldn't the cake be the daughter's gift to him? And even if not, then why didn't the original poster just pay for the cake since it was the husband's birthday? I agree, it's sad that neither kid or wife will buy husband a birthday cake. Very unloving and ungenerous of them. Even worse to take back a gift and pawn it. But it's pretty low to promise to pay for the cake and then welch after it's eaten. Husband should have expressed his disappointment that his family won't make this gesture of caring and said forget about making the cake. Do these people even like each other? Esh. You are the asshole. I have never in my life heard of a person expecting to get paid for making a close relative's birthday cake. I mean, if your daughter owned a bakery, and your husband went in and put in an order for a cake, yes. And seriously, as his wife it would be normal that you provide the birthday cake, whether you make it yourself or buy one at the local bakery. So if you wanted your daughter to make your husband a cake, and you wanted her to be paid for her work, then you should have paid her to begin with. I agree. This is weird. It could have been her gift to him considering he's her stepdad and living under his roof. Exactly. Original poster says daughter wanted and expected to be paid, but I think it is original poster who gave her that expectation since she did not discuss price with stepdad. Even if she's been paid by other friends and relatives to make cakes, I'm going to say it should not be the birthday person paying for their own cake, ever. Aunt can buy for cousin, etc. This is one of the most bizarre posts I've ever seen. I'm not gonna call anyone an asshole because I think a lot of it comes down to gory details about timeframes and who directly asked what of whom, but this is an extremely strange thing to litigate this hard. Who the hell expects a family member to pay them for a birthday cake on their own birthday? Who wages a proxy war about it on behalf of someone who apparently doesn't want payment enough to advocate for it themselves? And then returns a present as revenge instead of just reminding him? But also who puts their wife on blast to the entire family over a birthday present? I diagnosed you all with weird and petty disease. Your sentence is to drink a glass of water and count to 10. Petty disease. Drink water and count to 10. I am totally going to use that. Genius. Not enough information. Have you talked to your daughter? Did she want to be paid? I ask because if my step asked me to make a cake for their birthday, I would consider it my gift, and wouldn't expect to be paid. She seriously took his already gifted item, returned it, and kept the leftover money for herself? What in the asshole is this? Had me thinking either it was a cheap AF watch or an expensive AF cake. You are the asshole since it was his birthday. It kind of seems like you should have paid for the cake. Nobody else buys their own birthday cake, why should he? Or the daughter could have done it for him as her birthday present. The way you treated this situation definitely ruined his birthday. Not enough information. Did your husband or your daughter ever discuss this about being a business deal where she gets paid? Thank you. It doesn't sound like it was agreed upon. It sounds like original poster immediately insisted that dad pay her. You are the asshole. She can't afford to make her dad a birthday cake, or you couldn't pay her. It's his birthday, for God's sake. You sound petty. Absolutely this. Did she really have to sell the gift she bought her husband? No, me thinks not. She did it to be petty. And she even kept the extra money after paying her daughter for the cake. Guess he didn't get a present at all. She's going to charge her own father for his birthday cake on his birthday, and you sold his gift to punish him on his birthday. What a fuck. Everyone sucks here. Stepfather, my question is though, did he agree to pay her beforehand? 'Cause if not, why would he owe anything? The cake could have been her gift to him. Lots missing here. My confusion as well, I'm just going off what's there. Did they communicate a price or anything? I don't know, all I see is family trying to charge family for their own birthday. I'm guessing not, because original poster says daughter wouldn't outright ask for money. Seems to me like original poster thinks daughter should ask for money and stepped in? You are the asshole. If someone really had to pay for your husband's birthday cake, it should have been you. It was his birthday. Do you want him to pay others for his birthday gifts? Who TF pays someone else for their birthday cake, on their birthday? A cake is a gift. Why didn't you pay your daughter? Why didn't your daughter bake it as a gift? How much did you demand for her cake? ETA, you sold the watch, gave the daughter her cut and kept the rest, and you still don't understand how that's an asshole move? You absolutely destroyed your spouse's birthday, because you're too busy trying to make everything into transactional contracts. Good job. I can't believe most people are voting not an asshole. It's common in my family for people to bring cake as gifts, especially when the cake feeds the entire party. It's a great gift. I would be depressed if I bought my own cake. You are the asshole. That's either one bloody expense cake your daughter baked or one cheap-ass wristwatch you bought your husband. That's what I was thinking. You are the asshole. You should have paid for the cake, not him. It's his birthday. The fact you intentionally ruined his birthday by returning the thing he wanted makes you double asshole. This is actually the most sensible response. Daughter obviously should get paid, and original poster should have paid. Maybe it's just me, but in my family I give my mom or dad birthday gifts, so why wouldn't she bake him a cake as her gift? Not enough information. If he has asked for a cake from a bakery, would you make him pay for his own birthday cake or buy it for him? Also, typically in your house, do you guys not buy cake for the birthday person unless they ask for it? I buy a cake for my husband for his birthday and would never expect him to pay for his own cake. If your daughter wanted to be paid for this, I don't understand why you wouldn't do it and plan ahead for cake plus a gift in your budget. Or work something out with your daughter for payment. And you left out this little gem at the end. She kept the rest of the watch money after giving the daughter her share. You are the asshole. She's 16 and baking an in-house relative a cake. Do you make her pay rent, pay for utilities and her own food? Exactly this. Did she paid for the ingredients, the oven, the gas, electricity? Did she paid for baking classes? If it's just about money, I am sure she owns your husband more than a cake. Also, you never mentioned that she wanted the money. It's more like you thinking she wanted money. You are the asshole. You are the asshole. Did daughter tell him the cost of the cake up front? Who paid for the supplies? You certainly had no right to sell his gift you gave him. What a fun marriage you have. You are the asshole. First, it's his birthday, so should you be paying for the cake as a nice gesture? Then you return his gift to be petty and try to prove a point to him. You are the asshole. It is inappropriate to charge a family member to make their own birthday cake. That's really weird. That's what I was thinking. I do think the daughter should have been paid, but by original poster. Daughter isn't an asshole for wanting to be paid for the time and effort she put in, but I'd never expect the person whose birthday it is to buy their own cake. If they choose to, that's their prerogative, but to force someone to buy their own cake is ridiculous. Not enough information. Did she spend her own money to make this cake? Was she fine with making the cake without getting payment? Honestly, I think that you, original poster, should have paid for the cake. Everyone sucks here. Info. Does your daughter bake with ingredients, products that come from the home, or does she pay for everything she uses to bake? Greater than, does she pay for everything she uses to bake? She certainly hasn't paid for the space she bakes in, the appliances she bakes with, the energy to power those appliances, etc. She wants to act like it's her business when it's time to charge, but acts like she's their child when it's time to pay the bills. Can't have it both ways. If you want to open a business out of a building you don't own, your business has to pay rent and utilities. Info. How are birthday and other celebratory cakes usually paid for in your family? In my family, the person being celebrated doesn't pay for their own cake. You are the asshole. If it was so important that your daughter get paid, which, by the way, why not just make the cake her birthday present to him? Then why didn't you pay her yourself and keep everything pleasant? Instead, you had to make a big deal about the whole thing and then double down by returning his gift. Also, how much could baking ingredients possible cost?